Yeah, the two CBRs. Oh, put my backpack on. Yeah, the two CBRs there, nose to nose. That's the graffiti edition. I think it's an '08. So when I did a vid riding a CBR, it was before I had a CBR. That's the one I was riding, and loved, which was part of the inspiration for me getting a CBR. What up, YouTube? 2 balls per bike. I posted a video yesterday in response to a comment left on my channel about, is motorcycle and dangerous? And I was talking about how you could mitigate the risks, by taking the MSF course, this, that, and the other thing. Practicing emergency braking and swerving. The one thing I didn't actually mention was, I was talking about being aware of, what the, anticipating what drivers are doing. You can watch their head through the back window and see if they're sort of checking their shoulder, and you can look in the side mirror and you can see their eyes where they're looking. Make sure that they see you, kind of thing. One thing I didn't talk about was target fixation, which is bad news. You want to stay away from that, faux show. It'll get you in trouble. It just so I don't know. Maybe I better just explain what it is in case someone watching doesn't know. But it's when you, it's kind of like that whole you look where you want to go thing, right? So, they teach you that if we're going to make a right-hand turn, then we would look, where we want to go, not where we're actually going, and the bike will follow that way. So target fixation is when, let's say you're going around a bend, and then you start staring at the guardrail instead of looking, through the turn where you want to go. You're looking at the guardrail. Chances are you're going to end up going into the guardrail. So you fixate on a target, and whatever you fixate on with your eyes is generally speaking where the bike is going to go, right? So that's target fixation. And then on my way into work this morning, it just so happens that I'm riding on the highway. Like I'm right now doing 80, and I was about this far away now as I am from the car in front of me. I was doing about 80, and the chick in front of me, I was doing 150 kilometers an hour because I was passing a bunch of people, and then I got, around the slow guys, and then got back into this passing lane, which I'm not in now. It's the far left one there, into the passing lane, and I just came off the throttle and, started to gradually slow down. And I got to maybe, 4, maybe 5, say 5 car lengths behind the car in front of me, which I could see had stepped on the brakes. And I had reduced my speed to about 80 at that point, and was just starting to apply the brakes to, to like nicely ease in behind her, right? And all of a sudden, the car squeals. It goes a little bit touch sideways, like it wasn't sideways, but it's the nose started to go to the right, and the ass went to the left a little bit. The tires were screeching, and smoke was coming off the tires. So she just, out of the blue, jammed on the brake. And, I knew I wasn't going to stop. I had about 5 car lengths, and I was doing about 80 kilometers an hour, so there's no way I was going to stop in time. And if you try and apply the brake, and you just stare at that car, you're going to hit that car unless you can manage to bring the bike to a stop. And there's no chance, no way. 5 car lengths from 80K to 0, no chance. So instinct took over, and that's where, stuff like the MSF comes into play, and you practice the MSF stuff. If you consciously think about the stuff they taught you, for the first year you're out riding, and you're always thinking about it. So it took over, and I did a quick check to my right. It looked good, so I started to go to my right and checked again as I went, and sure enough, I managed to get around the twat that was probably, putting on makeup or texting, and then looked up and saw, oh shit, the car in front of me stopped, and jammed the brake on, right? So target fixation, bad. Being aware of what's going on, quick shoulder check and swerve around is good. It's always better to prepare yourself with an escape route, which I talked about yesterday, but I didn't say as opposed to jamming the brakes on. I think jamming the brakes on to get yourself out of a bad situation is second choice to having an escape route and just, you know, maneuvering yourself out of the situation. But again, the key is to look where you want to go. You got to look into the space that you've pre-planned out, your escape route. If you just stare at whatever it is you don't want to hit, you're going to hit it. So I just wanted to add that because I didn't mention that yesterday, specifically about target fixation. And then it just so happens that, wow, look at that. You know, I had an opportunity to actually plow into the ass end of someone if I got target fixation, but fortunately my instincts weren't to jam the brake and stare at the obstruction, but to, you know, look for a path out. So just wanted to post that. I'll put a little link, just a small little clip of where I actually, this morning's ride where I actually managed to get around this twat who obviously wasn't paying attention to what was going on. And I hope that helps out some of the newer riders. Wow, what the fuck? I don't know, man. People don't fucking pay attention to what's in front of them, you know? Thanks, you too. Talk to you later. Look where you want to go. So you look into the turn, right? As you're going around the turn, you don't stare at the corner of the turn. You look where you want to go, and the bike will take you there. Trust the bike, trust your tires. Especially if you get into a situation where you're sure you're going in too hot, you know, you're sure you're not going to make the corner. You still, man, don't target fixate on the guardrail or you will hit the guardrail. You just keep looking through the turn, go easy, smooth on the throttle, and trust it. You have a way better chance of making it through if you do that than you do of trying to stop on this turn you went too hot on. I just thought I'd end that in because it just so happens I had a good bend coming up to show you, you know, about looking where you want to go. So I just threw that in at the end. I hope that helps somebody. Ride safe. Shiny side up.